All right, YouTube, another great day in the shop. So we got some dimpling to do. So we got to dimple all of these ribs here. And then on top of that, we've got to finish up the dimpling. Whoever had this rib before me started to do some dimpling and then they stopped. I don't know why and everything, but have to finish dimpling that. We got some countersinking to do. So these are the leading edges here. So I've got to countersink those using the Cleavland, and when I do that, I will show you what that looks like. And then we've got some dimpling here and also some dimpling and then countersinking, and I'll get into that here in a little bit. And I am very happy that I left the other one up. I could have taken this one apart right here when I did this one here, but I'm glad I left it up because it kind of shows me, because on this one, if you look in the instructions where this rudder trim is gonna sit, we don't dimple the support underneath it. What we have to do is countersink that. So I'm glad I have this up because it kind of gives me a visual reference. I know it's going to take a little bit longer, but I would rather have it take longer than me make a mistake. Because right now, I can tell you, Vans, is if you need to get a major component or part, you could wait up to 10 weeks. So you do not want to make any mistakes on this. So they're doing everything they can. This is nothing against Vans or anything. They're just doing, you know, they're like everybody else with a pandemic going on and stuff. So, but today is dimpling day. And so yeah, so we got to get the dimpling. All right, YouTube, I wanted to stop and share something with you. So this is that front rib that also gets the piano hinge. So part of it you have to dimple and the other part you have to countersink. That's not the purpose of this video. What I wanted to show you is countersinking this. Nerve-wracking. And let me tell you why. You can't countersink this through the C using the C-frame, because the C-frame being that guy down there. You could probably do it by hand. No, you can't do it by hand. Not with a hand one either, because it won't get in there. The jaws won't fit between here. So you have to do it with your pneumatic. That's not the issue. That actually makes life easier. However, with your pneumatic, you have to be very careful. You got to be able to feather your pneumatic. And when I mean feather that, so I'm sitting mine down to kind of take the weight off. You got to be able to do this right here. Very slowly. So get your pneumatic set up so that you can feather it. And basically all I'm doing, I'll show you a bigger picture, I'm adjusting by the air. Let off, let off, let off, let off. It can't be an all or nothing kind of thing. And I do recommend placing your piece on a flat table like I'm doing here to kind of take the weight so it's not as weight on you. Because what happens is, and we'll just do one, I'm not going to do both, but as you guys can see, you have to hit that hole as you feather it. I'm not going to do it because it's too risky here, but I've done it on on the whole piece. You just got to take your time. No, this is like I said, you hear me say sterile cockpit. Well, guess what? This needs to be sterile in here. You need to pay attention. You need to slow down, because this pneumatic is 3,000 pounds of pressure per square, whatever. It ain't gonna stop if that hole's not in line. So you got to get that hole in line. So you got to have enough feather control on your pneumatic that you can feather the piece. And if you don't, you need to practice. You need to adjust your pneumatic so you can go slow, because you can't do that because you will punch right through that metal. And if you don't believe me, hold on, I will show you. Maybe I won't show you. I thought I had a piece of aluminum that we could do. I don't want to break my set. This is probably too thick. Some scrap pieces. I don't want to break my set, but you guys get the drift. You know, just make sure you have good support on your tool as you have it up here so you're not fighting, you know, the weight. And then make sure you can feather. You should be able to control this by your squeeze, right? So make sure you can do that or you will be in a world of hurt. And that's a good, a good segue actually to, if you do happen to oblong this or cut one of these holes out bigger. I don't have one, but you cut one of these holes out bigger. The repair for that is go the next rivet size up. So this would be a number 3 hole. So go to a number 4 hole, drill it out. You have to drill it out because that cleans the edges, and then get yourself some rivets. These are what they call rivets. These are number 3 or number 4 heads. I'm going to spill these all over the place. So these rivets are a number 3 flat, but with a number 4 head. So you can put that in there and it will fill it up. But then when you rivet it, it looks the same. So get yourself some rivets. So there you go. Get yourself some of those if you happen to make that mistake. But just take your time on this. This one here is nerve-wracking. Real nerve-wracking. Actually, shooting this video was good because it allowed me to relax. I got all of these done on this side, and now I got this last thing to do. So this video was a great break to kind of give me a break of that. And then when I get done with that, I got to do that, and then I've got to do the medieval torture device over there. So hang in there. We'll get it done today, hopefully. Okay, YouTube. So I wanted to show you this. This is the trailing edge wedge, and this is when you got 2 pieces of the wing skin coming together. They come to this trailing edge. Well, we have to dimple this, and you can dimple it by trying to, you know, hold your drill or your dimpler, you know, to where you think it's 90 degrees or whatever, or you do what I did. Buy this jig from Cleavland Aircraft, and pretty much any aircraft RV-10 parts supplier, whatever, will have this wedge. This one actually works for the RV-10 and the RV-14, but we're going to use the 10 side, which is this guy. And when you put this wedge in there, it makes it perpendicular 90 degrees automatically. So it just makes making, you know, drilling these out, countersinking these so much easier. You don't have to try to hold your drill correctly. You just have to hold it 90 degrees to this part and let the guard do its job and everything. So I've got to do both sides of this trailing edge, and then I have to, if you remember, I have to countersink this row here. I can't dimple it because there's a piano hinge that goes on there where the rudder or the elevator trim tabs will attach. So this has to be, if you notice, whenever you dimple, you put a high spot. Well, because we want a flat to flat, when we dimple this, we can't dimple this because we want it to be flat, so we have to countersink this up here. All right, so let me get to work. Here you go, YouTube. We got everything dimpled. All the skins are dimpled and ready to go. I even cut out, as you can see there. So we got everything dimpled. All the parts are laid out and have been dimpled or laid out over here because I needed that benched in order to run the C-frame over there. And so tomorrow, well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I got to finish putting in granite countertops at the house. But whenever I get back into the shop, I need to get this one masked off. I pulled off all the blue here, so I got to mask this one off The other skin has blue, and I cut it out. I took the time to cut it out, but I'll have to mask this one off. But we will be painting. Yes, a painting we will go tomorrow. The only thing I can say about dimpling on this evolution is just take your time, right? Just take your time. There's some areas that if you do bust through the skin or the piece, you know, you're going to be waiting. Like I said, I spoke with Vans today, and they're about 10 weeks out of shipping any kind of replacement parts. So, which is a good thing. It means Vans is doing well. It's not caused because of people out or anything. It's just they're that busy, which is awesome. It's good stuff. So, American company being successful. There's nothing wrong with that, and everything. So, well, like I said, we got the dimpling done. Tomorrow we'll lay out and we'll do some painting, or get the painting laid out. I am going to use the rest of the SEM product up there on these, and then I'll switch over to the epoxy, which is, if you see that right there, that is a 5-stage high pressure, low volume painter. It's a good one. It's a very good one. And so we'll set up and start doing the epoxy. I have a whole, when I spray the epoxy, that goes in a spray booth, which I do have. I have a fairly nice, very nice spray booth. We can paint a car. Actually, we can paint an airplane. Something tells me I'm going to end up painting an airplane in there. So, so yeah, it is that big. Actually, what I should do is just blow it up. It's got air conditioning, but it probably won't last too long in the UV sun and everything. So, all right. So enough of that. Getting a little delirious, a little funny there. And it's been a great day in the shop. These are the mundane things that you just have to do when you build the airplane. If you're a person that doesn't like the mundane, this probably is not the right thing for you. I mean, we spend about 80% of our time just doing the same thing over and over and over, and then when you think you're done, you will do it over again. And so you just gotta have the mindset of just getting the grind done. It's not really a grind. I enjoy this, so but I'm funny that way. I don't know, but building airplanes is just fun. I thoroughly enjoy it, but it is mundane, and it is tedious for sure. The newness wears off. The newness of when you're building an airplane product for me is not wearing off right about now. I mean, everything is pretty much the same thing over and over again. I do like the doing the elevators, because there are some new elements, like we're getting into piano hinge wire and stuff like that, but everything else is pretty much the same thing. You can only dimple so many times and Clico and stuff before you just become an old hat. The crazy thing is, I am now looking at things, seeing things, understanding things so much better than what I was when I first started. But that's the way it works. That's how Vans designed this thing. So like always, I just want to say thanks for spending your time with me in the shop today. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe button, tell your friends about us, and of course leave comments as it pertains to building an airplane, your airplane, this airplane, any airplane, but all the other stuff I can care less about. Just keep it to the airplane. And I'll just tell you guys this: just be careful, be safe, do the right thing, do what you feel you need to do to protect your family and yourselves. And like always, God bless you guys.